Good morning, everybody. Welcome to StoryCraft. I'm Emily. Welcome to a brand new year here at the library. Happy 2022. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season and a very happy new year. So now that the holidays and the new year are done, the next thing we have to look forward to is winter, and maybe we'll get lots of snow. Some of you may have seen some snow yesterday, Monday. I did not. We did not have any snow at the library, but I know some places around did get a little bit of snow. So maybe you were one of them. Maybe you had some snow. And I think that there may be some more snow in the forecast soon. I'm crossing my fingers. I really, really like the snow. So I thought it would be really fun today to read a book about something that you make in the snow, a snowman. So today's book is called A Snowman Named Just Bob. And this is written by Mark Kimball Moulton and illustrated by Karen Hillard Crouch. And as always with StoryCraft, stay tuned after the book because I have a craft to show you that goes along with the book. And there's actually even a bonus with today's craft, and I'll explain what that is when we get there. But let's start off and find out all about a snowman named Just Bob. It was late that one Thanksgiving when Bob first came to me, a joyful day of food and fun with friends and family. We had feasted well, as I recall, on Mother's fine cooked fare, then settled down to rest a while and nap without a care. No one knew what was to be as daylight grew quite dim, that soon our lives would change so much simply because of him. The weatherman reported no snow was due that night, but as we slept, the clouds rolled in, obscuring all the light. And though the weatherman had tried, he never could have said just what was forming in the sky directly overhead. The moon grew bright, then disappeared, then broke into a laugh. The stars began to dance a jig. The clouds just split in half. In retrospect, I do believe that magic came that night. No ordinary storm, you see, could stir up such a sight. The sky began to whip around, then settled on its way. The wind skipped lightly through the trees, inviting me to play. It took a while, but late that eve, a tiny snowflake fell. It may sound odd, but this is true. You could almost feel the smell. There was freshness in the country air that November night, as one flake turned to many and spread a cloak of white. Just when it seemed the storm might pass, or at least be mild, the moon came out and gave a wink, then stood back and smiled. And this is when I dare to say that Bob first came to be, as peace fell lightly like a robe over every hill and tree. He fell upon my windowsill, he landed in my hair. He frosted all my neighbors' homes and blew throughout the air. And after all the mystery, I hoped that I would view a friendly face among those flakes, providing me a clue. The snow took on an eerie cast, first pink, then blue, then gold. Then anxious little whirlwinds leaped round my feet so bold. 'Twas then I heard a whisper, so gentle, soft, and kind. He wanted me to help him. Of course, I wouldn't mind. To gather up those many flakes and roll them in a ball, till he could be with me in shape and form and all. But Bob, I cried, I just don't know where you are in all of this, 'cause all of you is everywhere throughout this snowiness. You're scattered over everything. How do I begin to gather all your goodness and make a perfect friend? Suddenly the whisper stopped. Sir Moon then took a bow. He bestowed on me this message I offer to you now. Friendship is a simple thing. The clue is just to start, as long as it is built on trust and love from in your heart. I ran into my mother's house to wake those sleepy folk and bid them come and help me to roll and pat and poke and build that grand old snowman and do a right good job to bring to life my special friend, my snowman named just Bob. We laughed and sang and ran about as Bob began to be. We gathered up what we would need. Everything was free. Some coal for eyes, a carrot nose, some sticks, a scarf, a hat, a smile so wide it warmed your heart, a coat, and that was that. Perhaps you think so far that magic ruled the day. So far will seem like nothing to what was on its way. For this is when our new friend Bob decided to awake. He opened up his twinkling eyes. His belly, it did shake. His voice, I do remember, was something of a dream. His countenance so pleasing, unearthly did it seem. And though you might be doubtful, a talking friend made out of snow, this is what we heard from Bob. He wanted us to know. You've given me my eyes, so I might see and blink, a mouth, a hat, a carrot nose, so I might speak and think. The scarf, The scarf indeed is cozy. It's sure to keep me warm. And thank you all for giving me such a shapely form. I hope it snows aplenty, so I might stay and share in all your loving friendship, your thoughtful, tender care. But when it warms, or if in spring, you'll miss that I'm not near, put a sign in your front yard that reads just, Bob was here. Well, that was it. 'Twas all Bob said that dreamy, starry night. He said his piece, he closed his eyes, yet everything seemed right. We all joined in celebration, for his message was quite clear, that just like all good faithful friends, Bob is always near. And then in the springtime, they put out a sign that said, Bob was here. The end. What a neat little poem and a story all about a snowman who became one family's good friend. So have you guys ever made a snowman? I've made a couple. We haven't gotten a lot of snow lately, so I haven't made a snowman in a couple of years, but maybe sometime this winter we'll get some snow. But just in case not, I thought our craft today should be making a snowman. So I'm going to show you how to make a snowman that doesn't require any snow. So here's my goofy looking snowman. He's really kind of silly. But the thing I like about him is I call him a jumping snowman, because if I press down on him and kind of give him a squish and then let go, whoa, he jumped right out of my hand. So here's my little jumping snowman. There he goes again. And I'm going to show you guys how to make him. So to make our jumping snowman friend this week, we're only going to need a couple of things. A cupcake paper or a cupcake liner, and some strips of paper. So I have one strip of paper that is a color. I just happen to have green. You can use whatever color you have. And then I have some strips of white paper. And all I did was just cut strips out of a regular piece of white paper. This is cut from the short edge. So like if this was my piece of paper, I cut it this way to get the short pieces. And then to get the long strips, I cut this way lengthwise to get the long strips from the paper. So I have 4 strips of each. I have 4 short strips, 4 long strips, 1 color strip. And then to put everything together, you're going to need some glue. And then to decorate your snowman, some markers or crayons or however you want to decorate your snowman. I'm just going to use a little bit of markers. So let's start off making our snowman. So I'm going to start off with my long strips. And what you want to do is take each strip and fold it in half. Three and 4. So now what you're going to do is take the first strip and unfold it. And right where that fold, that crease is, you're going to take some glue. And you're going to put a little bit of glue right there in the middle. Whoa, did I throw my glue? Then you're going to take your next strip and unfold it, and that same spot where that crease is, you're going to put it right on top of the glue. That way you're lining up the middle of all of the pieces. And we're going to put some more glue. And now we're going to take another one and we're going to go on an angle. And last one, again, unfold it, line up where the crease was. So now we have a star shape. So now what we want to do is bring all of the pieces up and connect them to make a ball. So it's easiest if you start with one piece. And then I found that it works best to go directly opposite. So bring that piece up. And then you want a little bit more glue. Now I'm going to start from the sides. Some more glue again. Go from the other side. And now we can do all of these last 4 corners. So we're going to do 1. Oops. 2. 3. And then the last one is always a little bit tricky because it's helpful to have your finger in there, but it's hard to have your finger in there and get that last piece up. So if you need to do a little squish, you can squish your paper down to give it a little press to make sure that all that glue is going to stick. And now here is my first snowball. So I'm going to set that one aside to dry for a minute. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the smaller strips. So I'm going to take each one and fold it in half. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So now, just like before, I'm going to open it up and right on that fold in the center, put some glue, unfold number 2, and make a cross or a square, or not a square, an X. And now I'm going to do some diagonal ones to make that star shape. Alrighty. So now, again, going to do the same thing as before. Bring a piece up, some glue. Bring the opposite piece up, and some glue. I'm going to go from the side. And then the other side. Now I'm going to do those 4 corners. So 1, 2, 3, and this last, sometimes kind of a tricky one. And 4. All right. So we're going to give that a press again. And then there is my smaller snowball. So now what I want to do is take my big snowball and my little one, and I want to put my little one on top. So I'm going to carefully press down on my big snowball, put a little bit of glue here in the middle, and I'm going to take my little snowball and line it up. And I can press down to give it a squish to make sure that it's going to stick. And now you'll see I have a snowman. So here's my snowman shape. Before I do anything else, I'm going to draw a face on my snowman. So I just pick a spot. I'm going to draw some eyes. And a big smile. And then I'm going to draw some buttons. So there is most of my snowman. And I have an orange marker here. I want to give him, I want to draw a carrot nose. And of course, you guys do not have to do it the same as me. You can make any kind of snowman you would like. You can make a snowman, a snow lady, a snow kid, whatever you like. So now we're going to put on the hat. So I found it easy if you take your muffin cup and sort of put it inside out and then put some glue on. Now, if you center your cupcake liner, it might hang over into his face a little bit, kind of like my first person here. So this time I'm going to put the glue a little bit towards the edge, and I'm going to glue that further back on his head. So instead of right up top, I'm going a little bit further back. I'm going to carefully reach in and give it a squish. And in that way, when I fold the hat down, there we go. It's on his head, but you can still see his face. And let's see, I want to actually... So there we go. There's my snowman with his hat. And then the last thing is to take your strip of color paper, and you want to carefully wrap it around your snowman's neck. And then you can put a dot of glue. And when you wrap it around, and you get it to where you want it, glue, and press down on the glue, and then there is his scarf. So then you might want to do a little bit of adjusting. Oopsie, I maybe actually put his scarf a little too tight, so I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. And you can experiment if you're cutting out the strips of paper yourself, if you want to make a little bit of a thinner strip or a longer strip. I probably should have a little bit of a longer strip here, but that is okay. There we go. So there is my snowman. He is a very interesting looking fellow. And I call this a jumping snowman because if you very gently push down on the top of his head and give him a squish and then let go. Remember how my snowman before was jumping out of my hand? Here goes my other jumping snowman. So that's it. I hope you have fun making your own crazy looking jumping snowmen. Maybe this week we will get a chance to make some real snowmen in some snow, or maybe sometime this winter. I don't know about this week, but maybe this winter we'll get some snow to make a snowman. And if you remember at the beginning of the video, I said that there was a bonus to this week's craft. That bonus is that this week you can stop by the library for one of our take and make bags, and the take and make craft is this snowman. So if you want to make this snowman and don't feel like cutting up a whole bunch of pieces of paper, while supplies last, we have these boxes up here in the children's room right next to the desk. Stop by, pick up a snowman or two for everybody in your house, and have some fun making some snowmen. So I hope you enjoy, stay warm, and I will see everybody again next week. Bye-bye.